We are indeed happy to have you here sharing in this wonderful occasion, a celebration of our scholars' hard work and commitment to our dream values of discipline, respect, enthusiasm, accountability, and maturity. We're going to ask in this moment that as our graduates take a seat, if it is that you can give them a hearty round of applause. And so to the graduates, today is a very auspicious occasion, an occasion during which we will honor all of your accomplishments during your years here at Democracy Prep Charter High School. Yes, indeed, you have finally made it, and today we are here to celebrate you. And so now to bring some greetings on behalf of the entire Democracy Prep Public Schools Network, the CMO, please welcome someone who I know holds a very special place in your hearts, given that she has been your school leader at some point during your DP journey. Our assistant, let me rephrase, our beloved Assistant Superintendent, Mrs. Tanya Nunez. Thank you.
Wow, just let me take in this moment to look at your faces. It's a moment. Good afternoon, graduates, families, and DPCH staff. Buenas tardes, graduantes, familias y personal de Democracy Prep Charter High School. My name is Tanya Nunez, and I am one of the Assistant Superintendents of Democracy Prep Public Schools. Some of you know me as your former principal at Democracy Prep Charter Middle School. So families from my middle school days, it is so wonderful to see you again, and wonderful to be joining you in this momentous occasion. I feel like my own biological children are graduating today, so I am grateful to share in the joy and accomplishments of these graduates today. Seniors, I am so honored to represent the CMO today because with many of you, I have personal relationships with you. I can seriously look out and see snippets of middle school life playing before me. Many of you were giddy middle schoolers trying to figure out what this DP business was all about. And now you are here, where I look out and see young men and women eager to move that tassel today and be named a DPCH graduate. Remember our alumni wall where it said, started at the middle, now we're here? Well, you get to join those ranks of memorialized graduate scholars. Wink, wink. And if you didn't go to the feeder middle school, that's okay. We still love you just the same. Class of 2022, today isn't just about the journey ahead. It's about the journey so far. Think of all that you have achieved in your K-12 education, especially these last few years. You have had your last 3 school years impacted by the pandemic, impacted by politics, impacted by racial unfairness, all the things that we get you ready for under our Dream Big values. As students, you have had to pivot to remote learning and then pivot back to in-person instruction. You had to wear masks to school, we're still wearing them now, and practice social distancing when all you wanted to do was hug your friends that you had not seen in months, maybe even in years. We know that it hasn't been easy for you. Still, you sit before this stage today in all of your glory, symbolizing perseverance and deliberate optimism for a world that has tested your resolve. I look at all of you today and I see remarkable young people, people who have grown, learned, struggled, and triumphed. Through it all, you have shown unbelievable resilience. You have modeled adaptability and come back to in-person instruction ready to work and ready to learn. You should be so proud to be sitting here today, as much as I am proud of addressing you today. When you walk across this stage in a few moments and collect your diploma, let yourself bask in the wonder of this achievement, because you deserve it. This pandemic has shown us how important it is for us to help each other, support each other, and lift up our communities in times of hardship. Senior year was hard, but I hope you walk away feeling that regardless of the trials and tribulation, we always cared about you, and our goal was to consistently lift you up so whatever your future pathway leads, you will have had examples of overcoming the wackiest and wildest of hurdles. As you move forward, I hope you remember this lesson. We must care for each other and make the world a better place for each other. I have no doubt that our future is in good hands with you, but actions will always speak louder than sentiments. So when you leave DP, yes, it is time to do you, but it is also time to bring back humanity, love, and caring for thy neighbor. And while you also deserve to rest after this tumultuous year, don't forget another lesson that I want you to walk away with today. My best man in my own wedding always tells me this: Tanya, don't count time, make time count. So graduates, make time count and take those risks and do those things that you want and lift people along the way. To close, we are here, all of us here, rooting for you and cheering you on. I can't wait to see what you accomplish next. No matter where your paths take you, I know that great things lie ahead of you. You've already started changing the world. Keep on doing it even after you leave Democracy Prep. And before I officially welcome you to the Alumni Club, I hope you will humor me one last time. Are you ready to get giddy with me? Graduates? Yeah? You know it's coming, right? They're not sure. So, this is your last official day as a dragon. So I want to bring back one middle school ritual that we used to do. Will you do it with me? All right. Okay, let's see how much you remember. Here we go. Class of 2022, you are simply incredible, like the Hulk. Woo! Scholars, my doors will always be open to you, and if you need a job after graduation, after you graduate from college, please come see me. Congratulations, I love you all.
Alrighty. Thank you, Ms. Nunez, and now we will turn it over to the principal of DPCHS, who joined us in the middle of the year, steadied the ship and steered it to this point, and who saw to it that this class of 2022 crossed the finish line successfully. Please welcome Principal Shanique Clement.
Good afternoon, scholars, families, and friends, and welcome to the commencement of the class of 2022. Our lives consist of a series of moments, events, and experiences that shape who you are. It is each moment that you decide who you want to be, have developed more clarity on who you are, and have the opportunity to decide the direction you would like to go. Graduation is one of the most pivotal moments in your life. I remember right before my graduation, one of my favorite teachers, Miss Marino, sat me down to share some words of wisdom before I graced the stage. I was the class valedictorian. I had to make a speech, just like right now, and I was nervous as ever. Miss Marino was my favorite teacher because Miss Marino was different. Miss Marino had a personal style and personality that was a cross between Miss Frizzle from the Magic School Bus and the singer Lizzo. She had a radical approach to instruction that always went against the grain, but that provided her students with real-life lessons that really made you think about who you are and how you fit into the world. Miss Marino knew that I had a difficult childhood, but she never allowed me to use my circumstances as an excuse. She always pushed me to be true to who I am and to always put my best foot forward. In the moments prior to graduation, she shared with me 3 guiding principles that I will also share with you today. She said, "Shanique, I want you to remember 3 things. The first thing she shared was, you always have a choice. You will face many obstacles and challenges. There will be times when it will feel like this is the way things are and this is all I can do. But know that you always have a choice. Using your voice communicates a choice. Advocating for what you believe in communicates a choice. Your actions communicate a choice. For everything you do or do not do, you are making a choice. Whether that is unintentional or intentional, you are always choosing. So choose wisely. Make the choices that will always allow you to be true to who you are." The second thing she said was, "There's no such thing as failure, but only opportunities. Never look at any situation as though you did not succeed or that you failed, because you actually determine what success and failure looks like. Instead, see these moments as opportunities to learn, grow, get stronger, and better. A failure is never a failure if you stay true to you." The third thing she shared was, be humble. If you ever feel as though you have nothing more to learn or that you have arrived in some way, then it may be time for you to take a step back and reflect on where you are and where you're trying to go, because there's always something to learn from every situation, every experience, and every moment. Even when situations seem crazy and like they just don't make sense, that is an opportunity to either learn what not to do or to develop the perspective that would allow you to move forward. She said, you should cherish these moments with a spirit of gratitude and humility, because the most precious part of each moment is all that we learn from them. A spirit of gratitude and humility always leads to a better, stronger you. So class of 2022, embrace and seize every moment. Choose wisely, see failure as an opportunity, and approach life with humility and grace. You are already some of the most beautiful people I know, and in the short time that I've known this graduating class, you've demonstrated all of these principles at one time or another. Through your tenacity and perseverance during a challenging school year, the organization of prom and yearbook committee, and by never hesitating to express your opinions about school policies, happenings, or events. I know you all are destined for great things, especially if you continue to be the beautiful people that I have known you to be. And so without further ado, I am extremely excited to introduce the next part of our program, the class of 2022's senior video. Let's take a walk. Let's take a walk down memory lane, look back on the good times you've all shared together, and hear from a few members of the class of 2022. Families, friends, scholars, please enjoy.
My senior class, in one word, it will probably be That's a good one.
I would describe the senior class as a family. I think we always have each other's back. We're always there for each other.
If I was to describe my senior class in one word, it'd probably be funny because everybody got their own unique way of being funny. But like when we all come together, it's really all fun and games.
I'd say probably exuberant because, there's a lot of different personalities that come together to form our senior class. We've known each other from, since 9th grade and some of us since maybe middle school. And it's just, that exciting kind of feeling that we all kind of like, we kind of like, just bounce off of each other. We come in the morning and we just express, excitement and, joy towards each other.
I would describe my senior class as outspoken because I feel like they all know what their interests are and what they want to do. So I feel like they're able to really be very vocal in things they want to do in life and things they like and enjoy.
As a senior class, we're very determined to get everything done. And although it's been a rough 12th grade year and we've had a lot of transitions, we've still been able to come together and get everything done and graduate.
All right, a memory from high school that I never forget is the France trip.
A memory of high school that I'll never forget is our France trip.
I think a memory of high school I'll never forget was my France trip in 2020.
I can't lie, the France trip, it was great. It was really fun, all great vibes.
It was the first time I've got to see what I've learned outside of school in actual reality, visiting the Palace of Versailles and having an AP Euro history class. It made a connect with those two things that I haven't really seen outside subjects in the real world.
The France trip was overall, it was really fun and it created kind of that bond.
Not everyone was always close before we went to France, but when we went to France, it just helped everyone create a different bond with each other. So I was able to get to know different people, differently, and we all had a good bond in the end.
My favorite subject is literature because I like to write and read, and the books that I've read in democracy prep, they've challenged my knowledge.
My favorite subject is sociology/government because I specifically want to take the field in political science, and those two classes always have the best lessons, the best teacher, and it's just my favorite thing.
My favorite subject is dance because I feel like dance helps me express myself better, and it helps me also take a break from academics.
My favorite subject is science because I typically am not really, I like, learning new things, learning about the earth and things like that. So science, especially chemistry, biology, and physics. Physics was probably my favorite because I finally was able to learn how things move.
I think my favorite subject would be PE because I just like, playing sports and it's different from all the other classes that we have. So, we get to exercise, run around, blow off steam.
My biggest high school achievement has to be getting into the 14 colleges that I got accepted to.
My biggest high school achievement was actually getting accepted to college. I think that my parents didn't go to college and I don't think my parents even went to high school. So it was just me. That was the biggest achievement I could ever made.
My biggest high school achievement is Nerd of the Week because I've been wanting to get Nerd of the Week since 9th grade, but sometimes there'll be obstacles that stop me from getting Nerd of the Week. But for 12th grade year, I was able to get Nerd of the Week, and I just felt so special in the moment because the video was so nice and long, and they had my mom and brother in them in it. So I just felt really special because everyone had really nice things to say.
My biggest high school achievement was earning Nerd of the Trimester in 9th grade because that's an award you could only get once here, and I earned it in my first year. So I feel like that was most definitely my biggest achievement.
I'd say my biggest high school achievement isn't anything academic, but it's, understanding kind of like the growing pains of life because I came in as, a young child in, 9th grade and, growing into the person that I've become today. I think, it's worth an achievement to see, how far I've come, whether, it's socially or, mentally or, everything in between.
So if I can go back in time and tell my 9th grade self something, it'll probably be, I'll probably tell my 9th grade self to just keep doing what you're doing, keep being the same person, because, things change. But, I'm glad I'm still the same kid I was in 9th grade, still funny, didn't lose that drive, so yeah.
I think I would tell my 9th grade self to just hang in there. I remember when I first came to the school, I was very resistant to a lot of the protocols and stuff like that. But I realized it's all for the best. Look where I am now compared to where I was before. There's a big growth, both academically, socially, and emotionally. And I feel like there's nothing better I could have asked for than coming to democracy prep.
I would tell my 9th grade self to never let anybody push me or bring me down because I know that I can do it.
I would tell myself that it's going to be, chaotic, but at the same time, it's going to be life-changing because, our senior class has experienced, everything from, the Black Lives Matter movement to COVID and everything. And, I think I wouldn't change anything, but I think that I would let myself know that, these moments would, affect me for the rest of my life.
Be themselves and don't change yourself because of someone else's expectations for yourself. Be yourself and stay yourself throughout the year so that, just don't change because, you're yourself for a reason. You're supposed to be unique. So you don't want to just change because of someone else's expectations, but change because of your own expectations.
I'm very proud of everyone, and I'm glad that we all got to push through and graduate.
I want to shout out my college counselors, Miss Lacey, Mr. Vega, Mr. Sebastian, because they held it down this year in terms of, me getting my whole college process right, me getting my FAFSA process right.
Okay, so I want to shout out the whole senior class because we've all been through a lot together, and I feel like, this year was challenging and the year before was really challenging, but I feel like we really pushed through and we're about to graduate. Yes.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here today to celebrate this milestone. My name is Michelle Guyong, and this is Daquan Johnson, and we are two seniors from the class of 2022. We are excited to introduce our faculty speaker this afternoon.
Our faculty address will be given by a teacher who I've known personally since 6th grade, when I was about this tall. In high school, she has been my 9th grade level chair, 10th grade level chair, and 12th grade level chair, mentorship program sponsor, a dance teacher. Without further ado, please give a warm welcome to Miss Katrina Brown.
Don't cry? Okay, got it. All right. Welcome, families, guests, faculty, and friends. My name is Katrina Brown, and I'm the DPCHS dance teacher and 12th grade level chair. And hi, class of 2022. Thank you for the opportunity to be your faculty speaker today. Over the last several years, I've gotten to teach and learn from all of you at least 1 year, most of you for 2 years, several of you for 3 years, and a few of you, Aaron, Treasure, Amir, Javen, Janelli, for every single year of your high school career. In my role as advisor, 41 of you, more than half, have been in my advisory at some point during high school. Collectively, we've experienced over 60 advisories and grade level town halls, 5 dance concerts, 4 whole school town halls, 3 field days, 2 lip sync battles, 1 ongoing Howard versus Yale rivalry, and a whole lot in between. The past 4 years has also brought its challenges. On Friday, March 13th, 2020, we went remote for what we thought would be just 5 weeks. A few months later, we followed the news each morning in virtual 10th grade homeroom of Black Lives Matter protests against police brutality around the country and around the world. Within a week, a team of 10th grade students and DPCHS teachers, spearheaded by Maya, developed materials and strategic ways to be at-home activists amidst a pandemic for our school-wide advisory day of action on June 12th. Student leaders like Sage, Michelle, Jaren, Melanie, Kaveh, and Angel met together virtually to practice and eventually facilitate the lesson for their own advisories. 11th grade year marked the launch of remote learning centers. Some of you chose to come into the building for classes, while others continued to tune in from home. 11th grade was also the year that one of our community members, students, and friends, Anthony Laureano, passed away, who we will honor later in the ceremony with a few memories and an honorary diploma. I know that several of you have also experienced losses of parents, grandparents, and extended family members over the past 4 years. I'm confident that those individuals would be unbelievably proud to see you seated here today at the historic Apollo Theater, in your cap and gown, preparing to graduate from high school. And now, here we are, at the culmination of your 12th grade year, which has certainly been full of its own transitions. I have to admit, when I saw that Daquan was a student speaker, I was so relieved that he could handle the funny and I'd take on the sentimental. I met Daquan, Darnell, and Miss Babajine during my first year of teaching in 2013. And while I quickly realized that teaching first grade was not for me, what I do love is working with a student like Darnell in first and ninth grade, and a student like Daquan in 6th, 7th, and all of high school. You all are in for a real treat in just a few minutes when you hear from Daquan. In the meantime, I guess this is where I get to the sentimental part. Seniors, there's a strategy for planning lessons called Begin with the End, which brings me to our final week in the building, which was last week. The only word that comes to mind about last week, though, is microcosm. So instead of starting at the end or the beginning, I'd like to pinpoint just a few memories that I think really capture your collective essence. I'll start with something that I recall quite vividly while preparing for the 2000s Winter Fresh piece during our 10th grade year. At that point during our rehearsals, the only song in the mix that we didn't have choreography for was Stanky Leg. So the class, with all its personality, convinced me to just let the song play and see what happened. Sure enough, what happened was that Aubrey Benjamin burst out in the most ridiculous, over-the-top version of the Stanky Leg that you can possibly imagine. It was fire. It was so reflective of this class that we immediately turned it into a solo and eventually a trio with Aaron and Chris jumping on board, and it became one of the standout parts of that performance. This anecdote was so memorable to me that I wrote about it at length in your college recommendation letter, Aubrey, so I'm so glad that Buffalo State appreciated it as much as I did. I like to think that the class of 2022 also changed the game and leveled up DPCHS lip sync battles during our performance with music by Starkeisha in December 2019. Rather than just watching one advisory crush it on stage from our seats, we practiced during homeroom each morning that week, stuffed our outerwear under our shirts, all of us, and all stood up and danced during the chorus. I've watched that video no less than 15 times this year. And technically, if you think about it, we're still the reigning school-wide champions. Add that to your resumes. I love that you as a class are always up for anything, and I have to shout out every single person who graced the prom dance floor with our pre-planned performance covering High School Musical's 3's Night of Nights. On top of that, seeing all the MJ-themed dance battles, the competitions and contests, and probably most important to me, how much every single person in the room was hyping up the rest of the class, I almost shed a tear that evening, but figured that wasn't the right thing for prom chaperones to do. Thank you to all of prom committee and Mr. Allen, but especially to Melissa Ray and Melanie for your consistent dedication to prom for months on end. You both played a huge role encouraging positive school culture this year, and I am thankful for your commitment and leadership. There's so much more I could talk about from my favorite town halls, which I have to say were the Hey Baby town halls, not just because I made them, but because more than 90% of you submitted your baby pictures each year, to the leadership that you displayed this year, from being color collective captains to the revitalization of the mentorship program led by Jaron, Amani, Talea, Mel, and Daquan, to Kanisha's door decorating proposals, to expanding the TA program tenfold. And dance TAs, I owe you a sincere thank you for keeping me afloat this year and for everything that you brought to the dance program. By showing up each day of class exactly as the people that each of you are, you transformed the experience of coming back to room 113 after a year and a half of remote learning, and you gained a lot of students who look up to you along the way. It was an honor and a privilege to work alongside each of you every day this year. I need to take a moment also to say that all of you seniors have some incredible families. From dancing with your little siblings on Zoom last year to making advisory calls each week in 9th and 10th grade, your support systems are undeniable. And since fall of 2018, I have quietly been taking mental notes from Ms. Peterson, Ms. McCormick, Mr. Fall, Ms. Mangaroo, Mr. Fraticelli, Ms. Bowden, Ms. Blake, and so many others in this room on what it means to fiercely advocate for your child, stay deeply connected to their education, set the bar high, and develop respectful and meaningful relationships with their teachers. I know that I'll apply these notes when I become a parent one day in hopes that my future kids are as awesome as all of yours. Now, as a class, you all care deeply about each other. It's evident in the ways that you look out for each other and in the ways that you respond to situations that don't feel quite right. You embody the idea that community is a collective responsibility in many ways that we're aware of and many more that we are not. I was talking to Kalia recently, and she said, "Ms. Brown, this is a time for self-growth and exploration. The perfect opportunity to figure out and learn more about who we are and who we want to become when we go to college." For Kalia, that meant reading a few books she's been interested in, journaling, and applying for summer jobs. She will, undoubtedly, pursue her goal of increasing the representation of Black women in the artistic modeling industry, while also pursuing her goal of studying at UAlbany to become an OBGYN with a background in psychology. And that OBGYN psychology background will allow her to support patients both physically and emotionally, which is more important right now than ever before with the Supreme Court's recent decision to overturn Roe v. Wade after 50 years. In the face of this kind of uncertainty, I'm reminded once again of the importance of Democracy Prep's civic mission. And I know that many of you will be leaders on your campuses and in your communities in the continued fight we have ahead of us for reproductive rights. And as you prepare to become part of those campus communities in just a few short months, Kalia is absolutely right. This is the perfect opportunity to figure out and learn more about who you are, to determine not just what you want to do, but also who you want to be as you enter college and adulthood. The future is yours for the taking because you have all shown, time and time again, that you think critically about situations, systems, and structures. You speak up when something is not right. You lean into community and collaboration for support, and you persevere. But you also know when you need to rest, refresh, and rejuvenate. Congratulations, class of 2022. You made it. Thank you. Next, we have a very special spoken word performance from our very own Michelle Gruyon titled "A Tale." Help me in welcoming her to the stage.
I once read of a tale of kids, with innocence in their eyes, with drumming heartbeats for all they were meant to be. Their stories were something of beauty. Their passion were crashing seas on stormy nights. Their hunger was for something new, something different. They grew as bright, transitioning from the moon to sunlight. Their stories had villains, and many rose and fell all the same. I feared that some would never recover. I hoped for a saving grace. Yet no grace came, as none was needed. I kept reading that tale as it grew into a legend of teens that had fun and made friends and family alike, a story of pure bliss as they still faced strife. Those kids took pens from the wicked and wrote their own stories. No one decided their life but them. No one chose their destiny but them. And each wrote a beautiful tale for us to see. Where they were finally free, where they remade their dreams, as if they were truly the kids I had once seen. Another chapter will be written, as we never gave up and they never will. Your beauty shines in your words and your strength in your fight. Those kids, those teens, those adults are like pure starlight. They are people to be proud of. You gave it your all and you won this fight. All of you, you know who I'm talking about, you. Have the freedom to be happy, to spread your tears to flow into the sea. You did so much, we did so much to go where we must be. And once we go on that stage, I'll be sad to never see your stories again. I'll be sad once that 2022 is said and we throw our caps into the air. But your stories will still be there. Though not for some eyes, though not for everyone, never stop writing your stories. as your life is a beautiful gift of yours. Your story is made for the whole world.
I fly with the stars in the skies. I am no longer trying to survive. I believe that life is a prize, but to live doesn't mean you're alive. Don't worry about me and who I fire. I get what I desire, it's my empire. And yes, I call the shots, I am the umpire. I sprinkle holy water upon the vampire.
I don't say a word, was on my grind and now I got what I deserve. Hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished? When I bought the Aston Martin, y'all thought it was rented? Flexing on these, I'm like Popeye on the spinach. Double M, yeah, that's my team. Rose, the captain, I'm lieutenant.
So live your life. You steady chasing that big bar, just live your life. Ain't got no time for no haters, just live your life. Don't tell them where it'll take ya, just live your life. Cause I'm a paper chaser, just living my life.
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
All right, let's hear it one more time for Michelle and the dancers. A beautiful serenade in the arts. Thank you so much. And you should know, always know about your impact, because the class of 2022 have been so enthusiastic about the arts. Next year, because of you, we are expanding that to include dance, music, and visual arts. So shout out to you for that influence. And to take our program even further, let's welcome a member of your graduating class who is a role model for his peers. And I want to believe that he's the 12th grade's reigning culture king. At least he is the TA for the culture team. To bring remarks on behalf of the class of 2022, let us give it up for Mr. Daquan Johnson.
I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, I'm mad nervous. Good afternoon, fellow graduates, family, staff, special guests, and members of the community. For those who may not know me, my name is Daquan. And I'm honored to be standing here representing the graduate class of 2022. On behalf of the graduates, I would like to thank you for joining us on this special occasion. It is time for us to reflect on the past and looking onward to the future. It is time that we as graduates get together for one last time before moving on to bigger and better adventures. The past 4 years have been yet very unique due to the fact we made it through COVID. Let's track back to 9th grade year. We've grown a lot, because we might have been the freshmen with the most personality to ever come through Democracy Prep Charter High School. Remember walking up all those stairs each morning at 7:30 with our black shoes on, wild black socks, shirt tucked in, and a belt. These new 9th graders won't know nothing about that. I got a couple send-outs and resets in my younger years. That's the old me. And I saw a couple of you there too, more than half of y'all. Snuck a couple snacks in the back of class, had a couple DTs. I was here on Saturday. Met a couple upperclassmen teachers a little too soon after I had to spend the day in their classroom, if you know what I mean. Everyone knew what Thursday and PM homeroom meant. You just had a long week. You came from your last period class. You don't know if you have Friday DT or not. You got 6 points on Monday. But when I think about it, though all these experiences are part of what made me the mentor I am this year, who would have thought? And all I'm gonna say is that if I put the same amount of effort into getting 6 points removed from my DT slip on Friday into my classwork, I probably would have had straight A's, y'all. Let's get into 10th grade. I know we're all excited for our 2-week vacation, and 2 years later, we're sitting in the Apollo, graduating. Just a week before, we went home for remote learning. I was sitting in the cafeteria with my leopard print bonnet on, just thinking about how I'm about to spend my 2 weeks. Now that I think about it, that was the last time we ate lunch together as a grade. We have overcame so much as a class of 2022, and I want you to know that every single one of us should be proud of ourselves. We have made it through a pandemic, even a year with the most transitions of any. But we have made it, and this just goes to show that we are stronger than we ever realized. We all accomplished one of the major early milestones of our lives, our high school graduation. This is a huge step in the journey of our lives, one that should be recognized for its great significance. It is an act. It is not only an act of personal commitment, but an act of pride. We all worked hard to get to this day, and our work will not go to waste. But let's not forget those teachers who pushed us. I probably talked about transferring probably 4 times a week. And some of those attempts, I even came close. But it was teachers like Miss Long, Miss Brown, and Miss Ali who sat with me every time and said, Daquan, you can do this. It is your last year. Just stick to it, stay strong, and you will come out on top. And that's exactly what I did. I stuck through it, and now I'm finally here. Now that I'm reflecting back on the year, I have more people in my corner than I realized. I'm grateful for every single one of them, especially my parents and mentors in particular, that watched me grow up from a kid into the young man that I am today. Hey guys. This senior year has been very different from all the others, but despite all the hardship, all the obstacles, we, the class of 22, have officially made it. I also want to just say, my parents didn't know I was giving this speech, so this is their first time hearing this.
Okay, and so without further ado, Daquan just teed it up for us to hear from our keynote speaker at today's graduation, a Dr. Christopher Emden.
Greetings, graduates of Democracy Prep class of 2022. This is Professor Chris Emden, author of the book Ratchetdemic, Reimagining Academic Success, and STEM's Team Make Dream. And I just want you to know that I come to you humbled and in deep appreciation for the invitation to speak to you on the occasion that is your graduation. And my appreciation comes for a number of reasons, but most importantly because I understand the significance of graduating. Like, I know what it represents when you graduate. Graduations for me are this rare opportunity to see in real time the output of what I have called the divine formula. You know, scientists may say that the perfect formula was Einstein's E equals MC squared. I argue that the divine formula is hard work plus grace plus tenacity and love equals new possibilities. And when those things come together, you know what I mean? Like when hard work, grace, tenacity, and love come together, amazing things always happen. Graduations let me see that in real time. There is somebody who only graduated because in the last 2 weeks they put in the most work they ever did, and somebody offered them some grace. They were tenacious and saying, no matter what happens, I'm going to graduate. And then somebody pours some love, and then boom, magic happens. That magical formula of work, grace, tenacity, and love is, when it comes together, something magical happens in the universe. That's why graduations just feel otherworldly. Mere mortals accomplish amazing feats when they enact the divine formula. They get to the moon, we invent, we transform. And the thing is that I feel like for too many of us, that moment only comes at graduation. And I share that when I speak in 1995 or 2005 or 2018, because it is that divine formula of every graduation. But you, Democracy Prep graduates of 2022, you special, man. You're special because not only have you activated a divine formula, but you did so at a time where it's just different. You did it in a time where it is clear that you are chosen for such a time as this. And some may say, what is it about this time? What is it about now? Fam, you dealt with a whole effects of an insurrection on the Capitol, an assault on women's rights, an assault on black bodies, the banning of books, a global health crisis, and did we mention a whole pandemic? And here's the thing about a pandemic and why I think it has such significance on that divine formula, because the pandemic is a portal for the future. 2022 is what I call a portal year. A year where we can transform into a new future. A year where the whole universe stops for a second to show people who live within it that there are possibilities beyond the now. Y'all remember when, during the pandemic, when we were all locked up inside, the skies were just a little bit bluer because less people drove cars? Do you remember that animals who we would never see before on city streets were walking down the street, and birds were building nests in places ever before? Like, the pandemic offered us a possibility to get a crack into the future. And not only were the changes that happened biological, they were also things that happened in schooling and education. No one ever knew that you could take classes online, that we can use Zoom, that we can actually interact with each other through these platforms and still be okay. Nobody ever realized that folks could get into college without taking the SAT, that standardized exams don't matter as much. You were the population who is graduating at a time where we have a new normal, a new restart, a new spark of radical new possibilities. You were chosen to graduate in such a time as this. You know, that phrase, for such a time as this, for those who may be interested, it was birthed in biblical terms when there was a woman named Esther who was born out of some conditions that did not make her royalty, and somehow she worked hard, got some grace, some tenacity, and some love. And with that divine formula, found herself in the favor of the king. She graduated into royalty. The same way that you are graduating not just from Democracy Prep, you are graduating into a new world. Do you know that folks who graduate after you will always look to you to be the generation that dictated for them what the world could look like? Do you know that you were chosen for such a time as this? Like 2022, the only time I can think of that has the same kind of like impact and power of graduating in 2022 was probably like 1962. when James Meredith decided that he was going to give up the comfort of his own place where he was and walk with federal guards walking with him to sign up to be a student at the University of Mississippi. And it was so important because he did that because he knew that he was chosen for a time to dictate what the future can look like. And because of the decisions he made in 1962, 1964 was the passing of a civil right. 1965, a passing of a Civil Rights Act. 1964 was the March on Washington. That he, by going to that place and saying I would do things different, ushered in a new possibility. I also think about Martin Luther King, who on a speech before he died talked about the fact that he had been to the mountaintop and could see a promised land. He realized that he had gone through a lot of things to get to the top of the mountain, and then he envisioned a promised land, new future, new possibilities. He realized that he was chosen for such a time as this, but he didn't get a chance to see that promised land because he was assassinated. But you, graduates of the class of 2022, have gone through the traveling to the mountaintop and now can see the promised land. And now you are graduating to be able to live within that promised land because you were chosen for such a time as this. You are graduating knowing the world is in disarray because it is attempting to close the doors to the portal of new possibilities, and you must be tenacious in keeping that door open. We are graduating in an era where, in the words of Kendrick Lamar on his new song, The Heart Part 5, where we are celebrating new life when it comes back around. The purpose is in the lessons we are learning now. You are the ones who are learning the lessons of how life should be. Y'all, do you know that the civil rights icons in years past did not see themselves as civil rights icons? They simply did what was right to do because they knew that they were chosen for such a time as this. When John Lewis was marching across that bridge for civil rights, when they were sitting at the counters and tables, they were not thinking about the fact that they were heroes. They just happened to have been chosen for such a time as this. Graduates of Democracy Prep in the class of 2022, do you know that people will write about you in the history books? The generation that came of age post-COVID. The generation that was going to show us that the things that we thought we needed for there to be an equal, equitable world were not necessary anymore. Because you were chosen for such a time as this. Look, I think about this moment. I think about you. And the only thing I can offer you in this graduation is a recognition that you are special. That the only one better than you isn't better than you. Matter of fact, I'll say that to me. The only man better than me isn't better than me. I am called to be more than what they said I could be. I won't return back to normal because it means nothing changes. I will walk through that portal where grace and love will sustain us. Class of 22, you graduate as the greatest like Ali. And probably improperly and awkwardly, they got you locked with mediocrity, but that prophecy is pure hypocrisy. They will resist. For you are special. For you were chosen for such a time as this.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Christopher Emden. And so we are at the point of our program, I believe the most exciting part of it, in which we are going to hand out various awards to our class of 2020, followed by the conferral of their diplomas. And so I know that you will take great joy in welcoming with a hearty round of applause your 12th grade team, Mr. Allen, Ms. Passad, and Ms. Brown, who will hand out the awards.
Hello, good everyone. I am absolutely excited to announce our various academic awardees. I'll begin by announcing students who are graduating with various categories of honors. I'll ask these students to stand and remain standing. We'll begin with students graduating with cum laude honors. These are students with senior year-end GPAs of 3.0 to 3.2. Raven Cheers. Daris Kareem. Please stand and remain standing. Brianna Amankwa. Tennille Williams. Janelli Garcia. Joseph Alves. Xavier Garcia. Talea Humphrey. Aldane Taylor. Tanzino Karim. Alieda Slaw. Xavier Martinez. Kalia Blake. Perla Ulerio. Melissa Ray Penelope Bailey Gale. Luis Ortiz. And Aaron Peterson. A big round of applause to our cum laude honors. Students, you may be seated. Thank you. We now move on to our magna cum laude honorees. These are students graduating with senior year and GPAs of 3.33 to 3.69. I kindly ask these students to stand and remain standing. Adriana de los Santos. Maya Jimenez. Brian Vidopio. Mamadou Ba. Essence Freeland. Yasin Barry. Imani Reynolds. Javin Vega. Natalia Guadalupe Vargas Ramos. Jaden Graham. Kenisha Daniel. Amir Mangaru. Treasure Udugu. And Khadiza Orti. A big round of applause to our magna cum laude honorees. Students, you may be seated. And now we move on to our summa cum laude honorees. These are students who are graduating with senior year in GPAs of 3.7 and higher. Students, please stand and remain standing. Chelsea Trumasi. Melanie Ortiz. Melissa Mena. Anta Mbake. Christopher Hernandez. Michelle Groyon. Abdullah Barry. And Khadija Abdul. A big round of applause to our summa cum laude honorees. And finally, my bad, Kiara McClarty. Big round of applause to our summa cum laude honorees. You may be seated. We now move on to the Democracy Prep Charter High School Academic Excellence Awards. These awards are given to the students graduating with the 3 highest senior year in GPAs. Students, you will approach the stage to collect your trophies that will be presented by our grade level chair, Ms. Katrina Brown, and our AP biology teacher, Ms. Ashwari Persad. Graduating with the 3rd highest senior year GPA, a GPA of 4.08, Chelsea Trimasi. And Chelsea will be heading to Boston College this fall. Graduating with the second highest senior year GPA, a GPA of 4.19, Miss Melanie Ortiz. And Melanie will be heading to Columbia University this fall. Finally, graduating with the highest senior year GPA, a GPA of 4.21, Christopher Hernandez. And Christopher will be heading to Northeastern University this fall. A big congratulations to all of our academic awardees. I now invite Mr. Brown to announce our external awardees.
All right, so first we would like to recognize recipients of full scholarships to college. Students, please stand when your name is called and stay standing so that we can continue to celebrate you. First off, the recipient of the Gates Scholarship is Melanie Ortiz. Receiving a full ride scholarship to Northeastern University, Christopher Hernandez. Receiving a full scholarship to Nazareth College, Pierre Ntonga. And on a full ride to Boston University, Michelle Grullon. Let's give it up one more time for all of these students with full scholarships to college for the next 4 years. You may be seated. For these next awards, when your name is called, please come up to receive your certificate. First, from the Young-Un Foundation, the 2022 scholarship recipient is Chelsea Chumisi. The next award is the New York State Attorney General's 2022 Triple C Award. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. This program recognizes the courage, character, and commitment of New York State's outstanding students. Since the beginning of the pandemic, they have persevered under difficult circumstances and risen to the challenge every single time. The Attorney General is honored to have the opportunity to recognize New York students this year for their achievements, whether it be academic success, community service, peer leadership, or overcoming personal obstacles. I'm excited that we have 2 students from Democracy Prep Charter High School to recognize. First up, please clap it up for Amani Reynolds. Joining Amani is Treasure Adogwu. Next, we have another state-level award, the New York State Comptroller's Student Achievement Award, in honor of academic excellence and the potential for leadership through involvement in activities that improve the school or community. First, for her outstanding contributions to school culture through her leadership of the Journalism Club, her various community development commitments across the Harlem community, and her outstanding academic record. This student will begin her studies at New York University this fall. Please welcome Yassine Barry. Second, for her outstanding contributions to school culture as a leader of art club and prom committee, advocacy efforts to center student voice, and impressive academic record studying at Columbia University this fall, please welcome Melanie Ortiz. Next up, the Dream Big Award is given to one scholar who most exemplifies each of the Dream Big values throughout their tenure at Democracy Prep. At DP, we spend time instilling the values of discipline, respect, enthusiasm, accountability, maturity, bravery, initiative, and grit in our scholars. Therefore, when we ask you to dream big, we are both calling your attention to each of these values through the use of the Dream Big acronym, as well as pushing scholars to take the words to heart. It is important for scholars to do their very best academically, but it is also important for them to exhibit bravery, take initiative, and to keep showing up every single day. The senior who earned this award has best exemplified these values throughout their time at Democracy Prep Charter High School. Please give a big round of applause for Jaron Wallace. The second scholarship award on top of the Dream Big Award is called the Dragon Award. In various cultures, Chinese, Japanese, and Korean folklore, the dragon is a symbol of power and strength. At DPCHS, the dragon is also a symbol of bravery. The senior who earns this award is one who has experienced incredible obstacles but has overcome them and has exhibited significant bravery, perhaps by standing up to an unpopular cause or advocating consistently for positive change in their high school community. This award in 2022 goes to Christopher Hernandez. Let's give one more round of applause for all of our awardees today.
Okay, and so to put a button on the awards that you just received, I want to turn our attention to the screen for a senior sentiments video. Shout outs to the students that participated and that curated the video. But our attentions are to the screen, and then we will grant you your diplomas once that is finished.
Hey class of 2022, I am so proud of you. Take in the next couple of moments when you receive your diploma. Enjoy it. You earned it.
Congratulations, seniors. We are very proud of you and will miss your smiling faces here at DPCHS. The future is bright in your hands.
Seniors, you've persevered through quite a few challenges, and here you are, finally graduation day. Best of luck on all your future endeavors, and congratulations on your graduation.
And DP has made me come out of my shell and made me more comfortable with who I am, being more quirky and weird. I've been a DP since middle school, and I feel that I have met people who I don't want to forget.
I want to take this chance to say congratulations and thank you to the class of 2022, because the memories that I've made with you guys for the past 4 years are the happiest that I've made my entire life. I'm glad to say that I've met each and every single one of you, and I've gotten to share multiple experiences with each and every single one of you. I'm sure that it's evident that we can say that this graduating class is the pure definition of success and nothing less.
car, see you on TV. Sunset done changed. Ever since we was on, I dreamed it all. Ever since I was young, they said I wouldn't be nothing. Now they always say congratulations. Worked so hard, forgot how to vacation. They ain't never had the dedication. People hating, say we changing, look, we made it. Yeah, we made it. They was never friendly, yeah. Now I'm jumping out of Bentley, yeah. And I know I sound dramatic, yeah. But I know I had to have it, yeah. For the money, I'm a savage, yeah. I be itching like I had it, yeah. I'm surrounded 20 bags, yeah. But they didn't know me last year, yeah. Everyone wanna act like they important, but all that mean nothing when I saw my door, yeah. Everyone counting on me, drop the ball, yeah. Everything custom like I'm at the bottom, yeah, yeah. If you winning, put your lighters to the sky. How could I make sense when I got millions on my mind? Coming with it, I just put it to the side. Bought a sense of baby, they could see it in my eyes.
All right. So, to the moment that we've all been waiting for, it's not done until you have those diplomas in your hands. And so as we call your name, please enter through that staircase. You will receive your diplomas from Ms. Clement. Shake her hand, take a picture, and exit through this side of the stage. If by chance you get someone else's diploma, it's okay. Let's wait until the end so that we can make that exchange. Family, friends, and supporters, we want to encourage you as much as possible to lift our graduates up in a blaze of glory by giving them a hearty round of applause, each and every one of them, as they take the stage. All right, so let us begin with Khadija Abdul. And I'm going to encourage all of you to move with some urgency. Yeah. Yanis Al Gabor. Followed by Joseph Alves. Brianna Amqua. Khadiza Orthy. Mamadou Ba. Melissa Ray Bailey. Abdullah Jabril Barry. Bakar Barry, followed by Yassine Barry, Mr. Aubrey Benjamin, Sage Bing, Kalia Blake, Angela Bobby, Melchizedek Brown, Horlin Cabrera, Raven Shares, all right. Then Abdul Conde, Kenesha Daniels, Adriana de los Santos, Is that? Followed by fondly Mr. Fall, Musa Fall. Yunusa Fafana. Elijah Fraticelli. Essence Freeland. Third row, let's begin lining up in the aisle. I see you, Miss T. Thank you so much. Let's begin lining up in the aisle. Mr. Angel Frimpong. You made it, you made it. Xavier Garcia. Followed by Yuneli Garcia. Xavier Glasgow. Don't forget your diploma. Jaden Graham. Michelle Gruyon. Christopher Hernandez. Oscar Herrera. Talea Humphrey. Kaveh Hunt. Shanaza Ivoko. Then we're going to have Gabriel Jackson. From our fourth row, leading the pack, we have Maya Jimenez. Noemi Jimenez. Followed by Mr. Johnson, Daquan Johnson. Then we have Darius Kareem. Tanzanil Kareem. Amir Mangaru. Congratulations. Leonardo Martinez. Followed by Xavier Martinez. Followed by Anta Mbake. Christopher McKnight. Kiara McLarty. Melissa Mena. Mr. Albert Mensa. Alhaji Ndoa. Y'all know we gotta get ready for Pierre and Tonga. See what I mean? Treasure Odogu. Luis Ortiz. Melanie Ortiz. Aaron Peterson. Oh, Lord. And followed by Miss Imani Reynolds. Congrats, Imani. My guy, Mr. William Roxon. Jessica Romano. Here we go. Jason, you ready? Jason Ruella. I cannot. Aliera Slow. Rashawn Smith. Who I fondly call Fatim with a Y, Fatim So. Followed by Mr. Torre Abdul Torre. One more. Chelsea Tomasi. Perla Eulerio. All right, I'm gonna try to get all these names. Natalia Guadalupe Vargas Ramos. And our final few, Javin Vega. Brian Vidopio. Jaron Wallace. And to close us out with the conferral of diplomas, we have Miss Tennille Williams. At this time, I'd like to welcome to the podium again Mr. Johnson, who is going to lift up one additional member of your graduating class of 2022, and then that will be followed by Ms. Clement, your tassels being turned, and it's official, you have graduated.
I'm honored to, I'm honored to introduce the final recipient of a diploma in today's ceremony, Anthony. Our class member and friend passed away during our junior year. He would have graduated today and he wanted to attend City College. Mel shared, Anthony was a fun person to be around, both calm and enthusiastic. He was one of those people who wanted to always bring light to a rainy day, and someone who could make you laugh when you feel down and out. Aiden shared, what I remember about Anthony is that he was unapologetically himself, making jokes, always smiling. There honestly wasn't a dull moment around him. Truthfully, and the way he never really complained honestly sparked inspiration for me. A memory that with Anthony that stood out to me was with him and Miss Deroney's advisory when we were practicing our lip sync. We really liked the song we were doing, so we were about to start. Kaveh goes, play my track, man, with the hand striking Oscar's glasses. The glasses ended up flying out the window and the entire advisory all laughed so hard. This represents how much fun we had as an advisory this year. And Anthony was an important, Anthony was an important member of our advisory. Finally, Mr. Rubio shared, Anthony was an awesome, smart, witty advisee. We had such great times bonding as a small group, planning our advisory trips, talking about our topics, and playing games virtually. Although very hesitant to participate in activities, he always came around and ended up enjoying himself more than he expected. Every day was a day for growth. It was an honor to have gotten to know him and watch him grow year after year. Today, we have an opportunity to recognize him with an honorary diploma. This is where y'all clap. Please join me in giving a huge round of applause and honor in memory of our friend and classmate, Anthony. Now, clap again.
All right, y'all, this is where it is official. So class of 2022, I invite you to please stand. If your tassel is not already on the right, please move your tassel to the right. You should have your diploma in hand. And now, as a rite of passage, welcoming you into the world of adulthood, class of 2022, Please move your tassels to the left. Congratulations, graduating class of 2022. Woo! So now, families, friends, scholars, we really want to thank you for coming out to celebrate our wonderful, beautiful seniors. Our ceremony has now come to an end. We ask if everyone would walk out towards the exit on the left. Congratulations, class of 2022.
I fly with the stars in the skies. I am no longer trying to survive. I believe that life is a prize, but to live doesn't mean you're alive. Don't worry about me and who I fire. I get what I desire, it's my empire. And yes, I call the shots, I am the umpire. I sprinkle holy water upon the vampire. In this very moment, I'm king. In this very moment, I slay Goliath with the sling. This very moment, I put it on everything, that I will retire with the ring, and I will retire with the crown. Yes, no, I'm not lucky, I'm blessed. Yes, clap for the heavyweight champ.